Good morning. We're back with another video today. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. Let's get into the video. Today we're going to be sanding down and finishing and cutting out some more of this trim that Brandon and I made yesterday. This is our screen molding trim. This is our crown molding trim. And we needed some filler boards, and I think that's pretty much it for this order. This cabinet job is a little bit different. It's cabinets above upper cabinets. So we need a little bit extra trim for where the cabinet, on the side panels, there's going to be, well, there's not going to be a seam, because essentially we're taking off the old side panels off their existing cabinets. We're putting on brand new ones that'll span over the two cabinets. Then we had to put a piece of screen molding because the scribe on the side of the cabinets won't fully cover the skin. So it's just, it looks really good every time we do it. It's just different. We can't just bring the whole cabinet in and just install it and be done. There's a lot more work to it. We also want to cover up the seam on the top part of the existing and the lower part of the brand new, where that'll be. So we're going to use some of the crown molding to do that and separate it. And then there'll be doors. It'll be crown, door, crown, door. It'll look really, really good. It's just different. So we have to kind of think ahead, plan ahead, and just make a bunch of trim. There's no lowers, so we don't need any of the shoe molding, any of the toe kick, anything like that. We're not, a lot of times we'll spray the frames, the existing frames, so we'll get everything sanded down perfectly and make it look really good, and there's no need for that middle trim. But we're not in this case, so we need to be able to cover up. They had existing crown already, and there's a bunch of brad nails, and the brad nails don't like to come out, and it always turns to a mess. So this is a good way to fix that, make it look professional, make it look really good for the client, and make it right. So I need to finish palm sanding all of this trim, double check this trim, cut out some more vertical belt sand, DeWalt palm sand, double check it, kind of go from there. And then there's a million things we could do. We could start putting on the red oak face frames. We could start making some drawer boxes. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll kind of think through it while I'm palm sanding and then see what is the most important, get that done. It's all important, but kind of go in a linear fashion here. Brandon and Carl are taking out a pantry for a job that I'm going to be measuring tomorrow. Full cabinet job, and then Jacob's spraying at the big existing job. So I'm going to start palm sanding, and we'll see where the day takes us. I just got off the phone with Jacob. He's doing really well over at the house where he's spraying. There's a hutch, there's a bathroom, there's a kitchen. I think it's like 50 some doors, so it's a really good size. I'd say our average size kitchen is probably 35, 40 doors. So it's a good size house for what he's doing. Carl and Brandon, talk to them. They're doing well taking out that pantry. And I'm doing pretty decent sanding all of this trim down that we made. Our screen molding right here, 3/4 wide, 1/4 inch thick, 3/4 inch wide. Crown molding is 3/4 by 7/8. The doors stick out 7/8 of an inch from the face frame, so I wanted the crown to be in plane with the doors. And we make all of this in house. I don't know, it's just easier than going to the big box store, try to find what you need and then you can't find it. And we really started doing it because when we stain, a lot of the times you can't find the correct material, like the red oak or the white oak, the cherry, what else? Even maple sometimes at the big box stores. When it's just painted, you can find it, but we want the stuff to be certain sized to match certain things in the kitchen. So we can just make this how we want it made. You can hear it raining. It's raining so hard outside. We want everything to match and be made how we want it, so that's just why we do it. The only time we don't make it is like when it's normal crown molding with the angle. We'll go to, there's a couple millwork places around here that we'll go and get that from. Once in a while we'll go to a big box store to get it, but typically it's a custom trim, so we'll just go to a custom millwork place and they'll have it. So I'm just going to keep sanding here. I do have to make some more of this crown. I didn't like how this piece looked, and I think there's another piece over there that's the same way. And then I need to cut out some fillers. So I'm just going to keep sanding and we'll go from there. I got a bunch of the trim over there all sanded down. I just need to double check it, but a few of the pieces I didn't like of the crown. So I'm gonna cut, I think 4 more pieces just to make sure we have enough, make sure it all looks really good. Just gonna use the beech material just like we did before. And then I need to cut some filler boards. So I'm gonna cut them down here on the saw stop, take them to the vertical belt sander, get rid of a 32nd of an inch, and then palm sand those pieces, double check everything. I'm gonna square the ends and then with the chop saw, and then wrap everything up, and it'll be ready to get sent over to the other facility to get painted, sent through the oven. Again, I think the color is Ice Cube, light gray. So that trim goes with the face frames we built yesterday. Once all the trim is completed, then I don't know, Carl and Brandon will probably be back by then. We can start cutting out the cabinets shells on the CNC. We can start cutting out some of the drawer boxes for a few of those cabinets, or we can start putting on the face frames for the red oak cabinets that are sitting right over there. So there's a bunch of stuff to do, but I'm gonna cut some of this trim out, vertical belt sand and palm sand, and just get this completed. I have all of my material now cut out, 4 more pieces of the crown trim. Then I have 4 fillers ranging from 1.25 inch here, 1.75 inch to 1/2. And again, we don't use fillers. I usually will just make the face frame wider so the rough opening can be wider, more usable space for the client, less seams. But in this case, we have to match and line up the face frames with the cabinets right below it, because it's an upper going on top of an upper, and we need to make sure the doors all line up and are perfect. So there was fillers before, I have to add fillers. Some of them are scribed, so I'm just making a bunch of different sizes. We can pick the one that is a little bit oversized, scribe it down, make it look perfect, because the walls aren't plumb and everything, so it is what it is. But I'm going to sand these 4 fillers down, sand these 4 pieces of crown down in the vertical belt sander, take off a 32nd of an inch, and then go to the palm sander, clean everything up, chop off or square off the ends, and then double check my measurements, wrap everything up, and this trim can get sent out. We'll move on to the next thing. Our dryer is on. Got to plug the compressor in. It's going to get loud. There we go. Now I can come back over here to the vertical belt sander. Make sure the 80 grit sandpaper's in, which it should be. I believe it is. Yes, 80 grit is in. Plug in the air. We'll plug in the hoses for the dust collector. Wow. And then we'll get to sanded. I have the vertical belt sander set up to 15/16, and I'm just taking off 1/10 of inches at a time, just to make sure we don't ruin the vertical belt sander, we don't mess up the wood, nothing bad happens. So 930, we'll just go down 920. And we'll just keep flip-flopping sides of the wood until it gets down to, I think 7/8 is 875, yep. So it'll take a few passes, but this is the safest way to do it, smartest way to do it. And it makes it look really good. Come to the other side, we'll catch it. There's still a few burn marks from the saw blade. We need a new finish blade, but that one's still pretty good, but we do need a new one. Once we're done with this, we'll go back to the other side, and we'll take it down to 910, swap sides of the wood, do that until we get it to 7/8, and then we have to do the top and the bottom side of the wood, because it's 13/16, so we need to get that down to 3/4. So I think there's like, I don't know, 8 passes on the left and the right side. There's 8 passes on top and the bottom. There's quite a few passes doing it this way, but we're able to control how it looks, control how it's made. So I think it's worth it. Drop that down to 910. We'll just keep going. Still out here using the vertical belt sander to sand down these boards. I got my crown pieces finished. They just need palm sanded and double checked. These are the 4 fillers. Taking these down from 13/16 to 3/4 of an inch thick. And then that'll match our face frames, that matches our doors, that matches most of the trim redo. And then I have varied widths, just so it gives us options. I think I have 1.25 inches, I have a 1 inch, I have a 3/4, and I have a 1/2 inch. That way we can pick the size that is closest, we can scribe it and make it look perfect. Started at 815, I'm down to 790, about to go to 780, and I'll finish at 750, and then I have to do each 4 of these pieces individually because they're different widths, obviously. Just sending it through, making sure it's tight. Then I'll go to the other end, grab it, rinse and repeat a bunch of times. So it's coming out well. The guys are doing super good. Jacob's still spraying. Brandon and Carl are still tearing out that pantry. That way I can measure for that kitchen, full kitchen tomorrow. We can start building that. We want to get as many kitchens measured as possible because that CNC is going to have to be moved to our other facility here shortly, and that'll just be some downtime for it. So we want to make sure we have a bunch of work stacked up so we can put everything together and not have to wait until the CNC's back up to start cutting. There's that right there. Again, go to the other side. Take that to 770. Rinse and repeat. Brandon just got back from taking out that pantry. How'd it go?
Good.
Bad? Good? Is it big?
It's a decent size, but got it away from the existing drywall pretty clean.
That's good.
It's good. It shouldn't be too complex.
I think I'm measuring there tomorrow for new cabinets. And I'm just squaring off edges of our trim. Sometimes the boards have little cracks at the end, and there's no point to spray that. Like 4 more pieces, and then I did the fillers. Actually, I might have you, so that way I can figure out the drawer box math. I was planning, you don't have to measure it, but like 2 inches off each end. Just look if there's any cracks. Like on those, I took maybe 4 inches off one of the sides.
If there is, just go to it.
Yep, just go to the crack, yep. And if there really isn't, just like 2 inches.
All these need done?
Yep, all those. The screen molding too, Brandon, and I'll bring that over to you. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double check the measurements while Brandon's squaring off the ends. We'll go from there. Here's all the screen molding, Brandon. I'll sit it right here. And then this other pile is the fillers. This is the fillers right here, Brandon. You can do the same thing to them.
Yeah.
Just don't mix them up in the... Because some of them are kind of close to the same size.
As I finish the set, do you just want me to wrap them? And...
If you just set them right over there. Because then I'm going to measure it just to make sure we have what we need. Now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to read our notes. Make sure we have what we need. We don't need to make anything else. Everything's thought through. I'll double check the sizes of all of the trim that we just made. And yeah, then everything can be wrapped up, labeled, sent over to the other facility to get finished. I'm going to take my Sharpie right here. I'm just going to label, because one side of the crown doesn't need to be finished. So I'm going to label that the back. So that way at the other facility, there's no questions on what needs sprayed. And then when we install, there's no questions on the orientation of the trim. Because they're very close. One side 7/8, one side is 3/4. And if you're not thinking about it, you can just go, 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 and then you're like, oh no, that's wrong. So I'm gonna label the back so there's no question on what side is the back, and I gotta do that for all the screen material, all the filler material, all the crowns. So it's gonna take a little bit of time, and I'm just double checking to make sure we have enough of everything. So we'll do that, and then I think we're gonna make a few drawer boxes. Brandon's cutting out some drawer box material, 5/8 inch maple, cut out the panels for the bottom, 1/4 inch birch. I'm going to come over here and set up the dovetail machine for the drawer boxes. So once Brandon has some pieces cut, I can just start dovetailing these boxes. There's 2, I don't know if you can tell, there's a cabinet right over there. There's 2 for it, and then there's 2 cabinets next to it. There's 1 box in each of those. There's only a total of 4 drawer boxes we have to make. And then there's 2 skins or side panels, 1/4 inch MDF for those 2 cabinets that we have to cut out. And then that way the trim for this order can get sent. The face frames, the skin side panels for this order can get sent. And the drawer boxes can be made for that order. And then maybe we'll start putting on these red oak face frames for the multitude of cabinets behind it. There's a lot going on, but we're working through it. Got to get organized and start dovetailing these drawer boxes. I have one of the drawer boxes Brandon has cut out. The material comes, I don't know if we have any, but comes 4-inch stock tall, 6-inch and 8-inch. And for the most part, all of our drawer boxes are 4-inch tall. It's a 5-inch rough opening because the slides take up that inch. Soft close, undermount. And a lot of builders or builder grade cabinets are like 3 or 3.5 inch tall drawer boxes. I like ours to be 4 because I don't know, I just like a tall drawer box for the client so that they can maximize space. But for this cabinet, we're making a peninsula for part of their kitchen, and they have 3-inch tall drawer boxes with a 4-inch tall rough opening. So we need to match that so that way then the drawer front is the same size. So I'm just going to cut down these drawer boxes to 3-inch tall. My 2 drawer boxes are now cut down to 3-inch tall. Brandon cut them down to the width they need to be. He's still cutting out the other 2 drawer boxes, so I'm going to take these over here and start dovetailing with our dovetailing machine here. I'm going to just double check here just to make sure before I go crazy that everything's correct and that I have the pieces in the correct orientation, because I've done that before and then you're sad. Put the pin up there, the tail right here, clamp, raise that up a bit and adjust it. Just make sure they're perfectly flush. Turn this on. Before I do any of the other pieces, I'm just going to double check that it is set up correctly, which it should be, because it was when I last used it. That'll work well. Once everything gets glued and hammered in, that'll be a really nice looking dovetail. So I'm going to keep trucking here on these 4 boxes. Brandon will keep cutting, cut out the panels, cut out the side skins. I just finished dovetailing all of my drawer boxes. We're like drawer box central over here. I know it's only 4 today, but a lot of times it's like 20. So that's awesome. I enjoy making drawer boxes. Super simple process. We've had to learn a lot and we have to continue to learn a lot, but it's going well. I'm going to router every side of every piece. Brandon has the 1/4 inch birch panels cut. Once everything's routed, we can dado out our notch here where it will accept the rail to slide through and connect into our clips. Brandon's cutting out some side panels for cabinets. And then, yeah, we'll just glue and put together all of these drawer boxes, get them all clear coated, finished, so it's just another thing we don't have to worry and think about. They're finishing a bunch of stuff at the production facility today. Jacob's still spraying, which is awesome. There's a lot to do. So I'm going to start routering out these drawer boxes and continue getting things done. We're using this 1/4 inch roundover bit just to give us a nice eased edge on our drawer boxes. Helps the clear coat stay on there. I think it also looks better and it reduces chipping with no sharp corners. So I have to do this to every single side of every piece. and then we'll go from there. You need to make sure you go slow when you're routering so nothing chips out. It's a surprisingly slow process. It won't take that long today because there's only 4 drawer boxes, but when there's 20 or so, which it always seems to be, you have 4 pieces, there's 80 pieces, and then there's 4 sides, so it's like, it's just crazy. What is that, 320 sides for routering? It's mind-numbing, but it makes the product better, so that's why we do it. We're going to finish these last drawer boxes here. We'll take these pieces over, make sure they're organized, and send them to the dado stack to get notched out for our drawer slides. We've been making good progress moving. We have a whole bunch of stuff moved out of here. For the most part, it's just the big machinery that needs to go now, which will take our forklift that we have now and trailer, a whole bunch of stuff. But I'm going to set up the dado stack for the notch that I need to put into the back of our, if I can get this blade to go up, maybe I can, maybe I can't. I need to put a notch in the back piece for our slide to be able to slide through the drawer box to connect to our clip. The first one needs to be 5/8 of an inch away from the side because that's how thick our material is. And then I have a 1/2 inch dado blade, so I do 3 swipes through the dado blade to get us 1.5 inches, so we'll end at 2 1/8. That looks correct to me. 5/8, I can live with that for sure. Now I'm going to lower it and just work my way up so I don't cut too deep off the first pass. Just plug this in here if I can find what I need. There we go. The shop is in shambles right now because of moving, but that'll be okay because the new shop will be organized well. Now we need to come over here, grab our 4 pieces, 1 from each pile. Grab our sled, make sure we're at 90, which we are. And let's test a piece out. So we definitely need to go higher. We want to get up into the track here. Right there, I like that a lot. So now I need to do that to every single piece, both sides. Just like that, and then we'll do 2 more passes here, 2 more passes here, and then everything will be completed. My pieces now have 1.5 inch notch out, and that will be wide enough for the slide to pass through and connect to the front of the box. Now I'm going to bring these over here and get ready to start putting all of our drawer boxes together. I'll probably bring Brandon over here so he can help me do that. We'll glue everything, hammer everything together, double check measurements, install clips, putty anything, sand them, and then start clear coating. Brandon's putting together the drawer boxes. They look really good. And I drilled the holes in the back to help the slide clamp the back of the box down so the box can't tip. And I'm going to double check our measurements, putty some of these seams. What else? Drill the holes, maybe install the clips, and then Brandon and I will sand everything, and we will start clear coating. So these boxes are coming together really good. Again, that's how it looks. Looks really good. I just need to keep labeling, keep drilling holes. To figure out where to drill my holes in the back, I put up this jig, which draws my line 7/8 of an inch from the bottom and the side. And then I will simply use my drill here, put it in the corner if I can. Drill straight if I can with one hand. Go only as deep as the tip of the bit. That hole is drilled now. And again, it's just there so the slide attaches into it with like a leg, and it doesn't allow the box to tip. So I'll do that on the other side, putty these up, double check the measurements, label it, and then those are ready for sanding. All of our drawer boxes are put together, glued, tight, dovetails, notches cut, holes are drilled, they're double checked, measured, labeled. Brandon's over there sanding. I gotta get to sanding now here too, because once all the drawer boxes are sanded, they can get clear coated 3 times. So using 150 grit sandpaper, just gonna knock everything down, make it look really good, and just clean everything up here. We don't really need to sand the bottom of this drawer box, but we do, just to make it look as beautiful as the rest of the box. I just want to be careful where I routed not to lose that profile, but I'm going over it, just making sure that it is perfect. And I'm going to go over the dovetails, make sure they're perfectly flush. Let's see how it looks here. Just like that. So now that dovetail will look really good. The sun's kind of in the way, but it's a nice flush. Let's take a look, better look at it. Nice flush dovetail, super tight. Everything looks really great. It'll pop and look amazing once the clear coat's on it. So I'm going to keep sanding, Brandon's going to keep sanding, and we'll get back when it's time to clear coat. We now have 3 coats of clear coat on all of these drawer boxes. They turned out looking amazing. They're still wet right now, but the dovetails came out looking so good. The unmatched maple, the variants in it, I really, really enjoy. Our clients like it too. So we'll let that last coat dry, and then we'll move them out of the way. I think Brandon and I are going to start installing these red oak face frames onto these cabinet shelves. He got most of them dadoed yesterday. Here, let's take a look. He got most of these face frames dadoed out yesterday. So now we'll just follow the sheet up here, and it'll tell us which cabinet face frames go on which cabinet shelves. We can glue and screw everything together, and hopefully that works out well. Brandon and I have been working on getting these face frames, red oak, custom stained, onto our custom cabinet shelves. It's going pretty decent. We're working on this upper right now, using 1-inch fine thread screws to attach everything. Everything is dadoed, everything is glued, everything is screwed. Makes a nice strong connection between the face frame and the cabinet shelf. There's a lot more stuff we have to do. We have to double check everything, skin the bottom, skin the sides, drill the shelf holes, whole bunch of stuff, but they're coming together really nice. They look super good. Once the skins are on, it'll match the face frames. Everything will make sense and look well. We put these in the sink so the countertop company doesn't have to cut out our top cross braces because they'd be in the way of the sink. It's going well. Let's keep helping Brandon over here. It's a little bit noisy in here now, but Brandon is over there dadoing out the rest of our cabinets that we did not dado out yesterday. And that's because they're kind of specialty cabinets. There's going to be face frames on both sides. This one is a weird situation. It's a blind corner with a face frame right here, blind corner part, and then another face frame right there. So we just wanted to think through all of that because it's odd. It's going to look really good though. We've been working here, blind corner, face frames on. We still have to pack out the blind corner part. I hate when cabinets are left open with the blind corner, having another corner butt in and then all the stuff fall out. Can't stand that. Same thing here with this upper. We're going to pack that all out so it's all enclosed, sealed off. We have a bunch of our cabinets with face frames on them right now. Carl set up the CNC. CNC is getting homed and is going to start running and cutting out more cabinet shelves for the face frames that we made yesterday and all the trim we made today. Super busy day, but going along well. Got the best tools on the market with us, so we're getting stuff done. I think once Brandon's done dadoing the rest of the face frames, we're going to start putting them on. I think we're going to hold off on that one really weird lower blind corner situation. I need to think through it I'm going to attach it better. But I think that'll be the only one. Maybe this tall pantry, because it's weird as well. That's okay. We're just going to keep trucking and putting on face frames today. So that way tomorrow we can drill shelf holes, double check a bunch of stuff. Maybe get the skin side panels over here, put those on. What else? All the trim, get that packaged up. Is that it? Oh, install the drawer boxes, measure for doors, get our custom caulk stain mixed up, whole bunch of stuff. So priority right now is get these face frames on. It's raining crazy outside right now, but Brandon and I got most of those face frames put on. I think there's 2 more that I need to think through. We got a lot of the shelf holes drilled. There's a few more, but there's a whole bunch of stuff we have to do for that red oak cabinet order, and we'll finish that tomorrow. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, leave a comment. We love reading the comments. Please subscribe to our channel, visit our website. We'll see you tomorrow. Adios.